What's up, guys? Eric here with another EWE Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing Ted Season 1. Before I get into that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you want me to review next. This will be a spoiler-free review, and if you see me smiling right now, it's because I am annoyed because I was already starting this review, but I forgot to hit record on my audio, so kind of annoyed with myself there. But yeah, guys, this is the review for Ted Season 1. This runs on Peacock. Just one season so far. This has a TVMA rating, and all 7 episodes were released on January 11, 2024. The cast for this show includes Seth MacFarlane as the voice of Ted, Max Burkholder, Alana Ubach, Scott Grimes, and Georgia Wiggum. Now, the series takes place back in 1993. Ted is no longer a famous celebrity. That time has passed for him. So he's gone back to live with John in the Boston area, along with John's parents and his cousin. And this kind of takes place when John is 16. So we're going through his teenage years. And at the start of the series show, like, you see where Ted's at in life and eventually what happens with them. But it's a lot of fun shenanigans. Now, before I get into the spoiler-free thoughts, one thing to keep in mind is that this was originally supposed to be a sequel to the movie. However, they could never get Mark Wahlberg scheduled to work with making the series. So they decided that instead of doing a sequel to the Ted 2, they went back and did a prequel instead. And I actually really enjoy that they went back and did a prequel. It actually gets us setting up some characters. So let's actually start off with the good for my thoughts. So, although it's a comedy show, they actually tackle like pretty big topics that you wouldn't expect a show like this to actually go after. Especially for going back to the 90s. So there are stuff like homosexuality, pornography, and other things. I don't want to give out too much away, but yeah, they tackle like some stuff that I was just like, oh, I did not see that coming. One thing I will say is that the episodes are longer than your typical 22-minute episode of a show. So it is nice that like we get some episodes that are close to like the 40-minute range. So I was actually really happy with that. One thing I'll say, and I'll never understand how they do this, but the Ted character, the CGI character, somehow they're able to do so much, like, even though it's not a real person, the face gives so much facial expression that I was in awe the entire time, because I was like, I can just see him and I know exactly what like the bear is thinking. It was like, that was a really great job of them. Now, one thing I'll say is, like, if you like the Ted movies, I think you'll like the show. The comedy is right around the same alley. So I think people that like the movie will like the show. And it taking place in the 90s, I think was actually a smart idea. There's things you can do in the 90s, like, that I think really help some shows. Like, if I think about something like Stranger Things, Friends, Ted, is like when you have things in the like pre-smartphones and internet phase, that actually gives you so much to work with, because you can have things where, oh, these two characters need to talk, but there isn't the internet or a smartphone. Like, you can have ways of like things working out better in your favor because there isn't that cheat code of a cell phone. So I really like that. I think that helps a lot with stories in shows. Another thing is, I really enjoyed how Burkholder creates this younger John character. I felt like he wasn't necessarily the Marky Mark character from the movies yet. I felt like, oh, we're seeing his journey to become that. So I was really cool to see. And I love the cast of this. Like, anything that Scott Grimes does, I'll generally watch, because I think he's a fun comedy actor. He's one of the reasons I watched The Orville, because I was just like, wait, Scott Grimes is there in live action, because I love them as Steve in American Dad. So it was really fun. I really enjoyed this show so far. Let's talk a little bit about the bad. I didn't think 7 episodes was enough. I think they could have maybe gone 8 to 10. So it was one of those things where it was like, 7's good, but I was like, you maybe could have done a little bit more. 7 was just such a weird number, so I was very confused. I know in the UK they split 1 episode up into 2 so they could get 8. So one thing I'll say is bad, and I think this is a Seth MacFarlane. Not all the jokes are gonna hit. Like, it's a normal thing with Seth MacFarlane shows. Like, if you look at current Family Guy, I would say half the time the jokes don't hit. Here, I would say the jokes hit a little bit better than that, but that's also up to individuals. If I said, if you don't like his other comedy, I don't think you're gonna like this. That's just one thing I'll say right now. it was weird to me, and I guess this isn't necessarily a spoiler because it's something that doesn't happen. Because I already said, like, Ted's time of fame is already over by the time we get to this show. I was wondering if we were going to get flashbacks to his time in Hollywood, but they completely skipped doing that. I do wonder if they did that because they didn't want it to be connected, like the flashbacks or cutaways be connected to something like Family Guy. They were just like, no, we want this to be completely separate. I do think that could have helped the show because there are some scenes where I'm like, oh, if we could have seen Ted's past, that actually would have been cool. Another thing that I thought bad, and I missed this, but I don't think I did, is I think we could have used Scott Grimes' musical number. I don't think he sang in Ted. I've only seen the series once, but I just feel like I haven't seen him sing. So I kind of hope they do that for season 2 because that guy can sing. But yeah, guys, I definitely recommend you go watch this. It's a fun show. I really enjoyed it. For my score, I'm actually going to give this a 7 out of 10 for good. Just because I think it gave me everything I wanted from the movie and more. And like the fact that they were going after topics that I really enjoyed, I was just like, oh, okay, this is definitely something up my alley. I could see this not being for everybody, but I do think most people are actually going to enjoy this. At least give it a shot. I think they're going to think it's either okay to good if you're like into Seth MacFarlane stuff. If you're not into it, I just say stay away from it. I don't think if you don't like any other Seth MacFarlane stuff, you're not going to like this because it's very much the same thing, especially when Ted's voice is Peter Griffin. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Ted. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I don't know what I'm going to be reviewing next. I definitely have stuff I need to watch, such as Mean Girls. I think there was another movie that just came out recently. But I don't know if I'm going to have anything out next week. I'm actually going to be out of town, so there might be a week of no reviews. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later.